Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fast Guard News. I'm Dwight Gibson.
I'm Roderick Payne.
Today, we want to talk to you about NIL and security and how they should go together. So, as you know, NIL, football, basketball, baseball, collegiate sports is trickling down. This high school players can get NIL deals now too. And I haven't seen any blockbuster type deals for football players, but I would assume that some of those deals happen for basketball players because, I feel like, for football, you have to be 3 years removed from high school, I believe, before you're eligible to go to the NFL draft. With basketball, you can go straight from high school, or if you go to college route, you got to do 1 year of college and then you can go pro. So if you have that kind of talent, schools are probably going to be lining up to try to, put some money in your pocket to come and
try to persuade
play
you.
at their program, right? So how many of these people are thinking about, when they get this lump sum of money, that there are people out there, predators, criminals, gold diggers, whatever you want to label anyone as, you now become a target. And how do you protect yourself?
Well, when a couple of months ago, right, or last year maybe, I seen kids showing up to prom in 7-figure cars, 6-figure cars. One kid had like $20,000. He was holding it up. Somebody hit his hand. He dropped it. People started stealing off the ground. And it reminds you that that's what children do with money. Like they're almost 18 or turning 18. They're going to homecoming. They want to show out. Like I looked at that and I was like, I'm thinking about what we was doing. We rented Cadillacs. We thought we was doing it, and that was cool. I mean, I guess it was for that time. But when you really look at how these kids are now, like they spending hundreds of thousands, sometimes 20, 30,000 on a prom or whatever it is, and that's what they do. So fast forward that to athletes, people that playing ball, they gonna want to show, they gonna want to do what they done seen on TV, wear chains while they playing, wear expensive watch while they playing, because it's unreal. You got NFL players at 22, 20, you said 3 years removed from
3 years
high school,
removed
so
from
18,
high school.
19, 20, 21 sometimes.
20, 21, yeah. Sometimes, so call it between
But now you can
20,
be in college till you're 26.
20
so.
and 22, yeah.
Yeah.
But, if you have that kind of talent, typically you 3 and out.
Yeah, so you get up to the big leagues, they hit you with money, and a dear friend of ours said this: you don't know how it feels to be able to go to the mall and pay $30,000, spend $30,000 on something, and then be able to come back tomorrow and do the same thing, and it don't even touch your pocket, you don't even feel it. So that's what kids are gonna do with money. That's it's right. People feel like they playing them checks coming, but and I know things change overnight sometimes for athletes, but that's going to happen. That attracts the attention of 2 or 3 people, right? One, the girls. All the girls going to be looking at the athlete like, oh, man, he playing ball. He got a six-pack and he got money. The haters. Man, he talking to my girl. That could have its own danger. You got to be careful with that. But then the people that want to rob you. And some of them people play by no rules.
And then you also got to keep in mind, everything is so public now.
They sharing.
They share their
amount.
location.
Hey,
they're sharing this and sharing that.
I mean, I think they have to with NIL. They have to put it out somewhere.
I'm not even talking about, I'm talking about after the fact now, when people go places, they take pictures, post where they at, tag people, so.
Yeah, unless the new standard going to be kids should be wearing like fake jewelry, like as long as that's going to be out, like people going to try to take it. I know everybody thinks they tough. I used to think I was invincible. For a long time, I thought I couldn't be beat. And I got jumped.
And then you ran into an MMA fighter.
One more of you, and 2, and shit. You understand? So when that becomes a reality, like that's what's gonna happen. That's what other little kids we just seen down here in Broward County. kids got into a fight after school. I think this is a middle school. Might be at Plantation High.
Mm-hmm.
Plantation High. The kids start shooting. Somebody got shot during the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that gun violence really exists. It really existed when we were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
People would get shot. So I think it's only going to increase with money. You driving super nice car. You know, kids are disrespectful. You're going to talk to somebody's girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's part of being a young man. And now you got, like, real money. You could think about how much money you had in high school. Think about how much money I had in high school.
Mm-hmm.
My parents gave me $5 a day for lunch. I saved it all up until the weekend so I could take somebody out until I got a job. And I want you to think about it. Think about a cat getting $400,000. It was a kid last year, $400,000 down here to go to a school, to stay at a school.
Mm-hmm.
$400,000. You in high school. You probably wouldn't even be here. I probably wouldn't even be here today. Like, think of how much money that is. That I think is a good thing if placed in the right hands.
Well, that's where a lot of these kids have agents, and I heard that the agents are charging quite an astronomical fee for their services. Mm-hmm. But what are they doing to claim such a high fee? Like, are the agents providing security service? Are they providing, financial literacy, some kind of counseling?
They probably don't even think about
how to move with this newfound wealth?
No. I think that some of the smart ones are, but I don't think as a whole that's the standard it should be. You should be hiring private security for after that's your investment, especially if you're getting 20%.
20% is crazy. Like NFL agents were like somewhere between 3 and 5%, I believe.
Yeah, that's nuts. But again, you're dealing with people. So think of how many people balled out in high school when we played, had all these letters and all this promise, and didn't do a motherfucking thing. That happens.
Yeah,
so
it happens a lot.
So that might be that kid's last hurrah.
Mm-hmm.
Pay that kid. Football leave you with lifetime injuries.
Yeah.
Like, you get hurt in football, I dislocated the shoulder, I got a lifetime cut. I tattooed on top of, you can still see that big slice, all from football. So you put your body on the line, you do all of that. Then in college, it's a whole nother level of roughness. Because now it's not just people that live in the same neighborhood. It's people that have been flown in from all over the country because they the toughest.
Right.
And then out of that bunch in the NFL, because they the toughest. Like, you have to think about what you're doing in the major sacrifices in any sport. It's not just football, but like basketball. It's you getting the best of the best of the best. So when you make it to these levels, I think that's super good. But there's a lot of fallback. Like, you talking about 1 in every million they go. And so a lot of these kids, it creates an opportunity where if done right, it could be like generational wealth. Like, because they were that talented, it could be, different between night and day, and it starts you off good, even in college.
Right. Well, I think that's where the agent comes in, or the parents. And unfortunately, not all parents from our community have that level of financial sophistication. So if you are an agent, or if you're going to hire an agent or engage the services of an agent to facilitate this, transfer of funds, they should bring some of that to the table.
1,000%. But the kids got to make that a standard. They gotta talk that to their agent. They gotta.
Well, the agent should be talking it to them.
Well, we know,
especially at the price of 20%.
we know how that goes. Nobody wants to lose a percentage point here. Hey, now. But at the same time, it has to be like the thought process. Even the parents, like, that need to be. Hey, I need to have somebody watching my son or my daughter or whoever. Because of that, man, you're not just regular no more. When you make it to the front of a cereal box or you on a billboard in a town, like, everybody knows you.
Like, I heard that what's the kid from down here, the Ohio State receiver. I heard that he can't even go to the grocery store.
Bro, he at the
right
Ohio State, and he's very noticeable, and he probably, he loving it up there. So. Think about how that is. Like, you lose a game, you drop a pass, people get mad now, and they can access you like that. They know everything about you. They follow you on Instagram. So, yeah, you're a big star.
I would hope he has security.
They had a list breaking down what people are worth. They was talking about an offensive tackle first year in college is worth like $600,000 now. A quarterback worth $1.3 million. I was like, psh.
Well, worth. We're talking about like the NIL list.
The NIL, like
that doesn't mean that's
what they get paid on average. That they said this is the average for players in those positions.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that's what
blue chip
got.
Schools. Well, no, they could have got more. I heard that Travis Hunter was getting like Travis Shador was getting like he had the most. I think he did $4.5 million in a year.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a big number.
I don't know how true that is.
That shit, bro. You know how many? Just think about it. How many hot dogs did they sell? They went 1-11 before Deion and them came out there.
Yeah,
1-11.
Okay.
Do you go to a 1-11 game? I don't give a fuck who playing.
No.
Yeah.
But you also got to think, most business people aren't dumb. Mm-hmm. Who's lining up to pay money to a 19-year-old kid on a previous year 1-11 team?
They're not.
I don't think they're going to get much return on that investment.
Yeah, I mean, if they're a superstar athlete, but 9 times out of 10 now with NIL, they out of there. They ain't about to stay there unless the money's too good. So that's the whole thing. Is so now you getting that play in high school, even in college, like you say he can't go to the store. Mm-hmm. Like, think how kids going to act they see him. Like, kids, it's natural.
Yeah.
So it creates its own thing. Not saying that people are dangerous, but, I mean, you do have those people out there that could be one in the crowd and just want to shake things up or look at it as an opportunity to take something.
When the guy, the UM quarterback, that's the current quarterback, when he first got down here, didn't his cars get vandalized or stolen or something like that?
Yeah. A Lamborghini and his girl's car. So just showing you, like, welcome to town. We knew it was you. We'll take that and that. People don't care.
Right.
You're in a big city. So, and think of some of these programs. Like, football big down here at University of Miami is big. Mm-hmm. But, like, think about Texas, how big it is in Texas, how big it is at USC, Cali. You know what I'm saying? It's apparently in Colorado. Like, we went there to a game, everybody in the surrounding area, everybody in Boulder was there. Probably everybody in Colorado. Like, it was like the town was on fire. It's crazy. You can't move in there. Florida State, when you play Florida State, it's shut down the town. So, like, football is big everywhere, but think of how much that danger is. Think of how you can get caught up in some stuff because of your notoriety. So
do you think athletic departments or however it's structured, the NIL collective, the boosters, whatever, do you think they should have a fund? Like, if you're going to, quote unquote, finance a collective, should a portion of that budget be for bodyguards for your prize bulls, so to speak?
I would think that that's something they should do immediately. Why wouldn't you do that? You bringing them kids out. Imagine something happens to a kid, which has happened. You got, unfortunately, kids getting caught speeding, getting in car accidents, hurting people. Some kids have died in car accidents. It's because they have no parental supervision. If you make it kind of a cool thing, like, hey, man, we're going to get you a bodyguard. Bodyguard going to slow a lot of that bullshit down. You're going to kill that liability because I'm not about to let you kill me in a car. Right. So, we're going to, hey, man, take it easy, man. Act like a big boy. You can kind of mold them into young men. I think that would be a good program.
I think that would be excellent.
Yeah. And there's got to be guys that kind of know something. You don't want to put them around those squares, but you have to understand it. You get a lot of yes men in the bodyguard world, right? So I think part of it is you don't want to have nobody that's.
Well, it depends on who the client is in that situation. Like the person that's paying the bodyguard gives the orders, right? You got to respect the person you're protecting to a degree, but you got to follow the orders you receive from the person that's paying the bill.
Correct.
Like,
correct.
Make sure he don't get into X, Y, Z, and then when something's about to happen and, the client, that's the person you're guarding, says, hey, man, I want to go do this. That's at what point do you, as the bodyguard, say, nah, we can't do that? Because.
That need to be part of the discussion when everybody's introduced to each other, that, hey, we're going to provide this as well. Like, if it's something that's just dangerous regardless, if you don't see the liability in it or not, we're gonna veto. We're gonna protect your safety at all costs. We can't have you doing things that could be potential.
So how would they
perils?
How would they structure the service? Like, would it be 24/7 type deal, off season,
I
in season during
that
certain times.
I think that anytime that individual goes out, you need to have bodyguard with them. Whether it's up on them or fell back, they need to have bodyguard. It's not a big cost to it, but think about what it could save potentially. You got some yahoos out there.
Yeah.
You got people at little kids games that can't control themselves. 7, 8, and 10 years old can't control themselves. They ready to jump into the crowd over a game. Somebody fouled their son. They ready to, you know.
But it's a fine line though, because sometimes you want to. It's you're in college. You want to interact with the fans. So as a bodyguard, how do you know where to draw the line of, hey, step back, or you let nature take its course?
High schoolers, I think the kid don't need a bodyguard in school, right? The kid would only need bodyguards when they're going out to go do a thing, but it has to be explained and it has to be a collective of their parents. Everybody involved, explaining to them like how important your movements are. You get into a car accident. Look what just happened to Anthony Joshua. We prayed it's for a speedy recovery, but that could change you for the bad. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to ever be in that situation, especially when everything's riding on. You remember in the movie The Program?
Yeah.
When my guy, I can't remember his name the one time, that's you. You who hurt my sister. I can't remember his name.
The linebacker.
Yeah, the linebacker. He was nuts, but he got hurt at the end. And, his whole dream about his mama's house. And that whole dream goes out the window. Now kids are smart. They get insurance. It's smart.
And that goes back to that agent thing. Like the agent should be bringing all that wisdom to the table, especially at 20%.
Yeah, kids got to be willing. So again, like I said, a lot of yes men. You got a lot of attorneys that are yes men. They just in it for the percentage. They're not into like trying to focus these kids because they got to focus on the next one. They get a percentage and keep it moving. They're not looking at it as a long-term investment. If you don't kill somebody up front, it creates a relationship.
Yeah.
I got to make money. This is a business, right? But I'm not going to destroy you financially to something you can't afford. Like we'll do it as we could break it down as a smaller percentage, but let's look more long-term. Like if you set up to make this money and you're successful and you don't go out and just blow money. This could be a long-term deal. I can help you with a lot of stuff. I'm the attorney. But people may not look at it like that. These are kids. Sometimes like superstar kids are abrasive. Sometimes they're not all nice young men.
True.
But that might be why people like them. So there's a lot that goes into putting somebody around a kid. Like imagine if you got a bodyguard that doesn't understand that, this kid ain't to engage in no fights, but to protect him, you don't pull out a gun or jump on another kid. You don't get involved in a fight. You try to prevent that from happening by all costs. But you don't want to get caught up in that either because ultimately you're gonna be defending against peers.
Right.
So it's really about movement and where they're going to make appearances and during the season and stuff like that. But it's really challenging if you don't have the support from the community. And like in high school, I guess it would be the school that they go into. Like there has to be an understanding that that's still an investment for you. Like having one community resource officer or one of these, they call them guardians at a location. The guardian program is great, but like, what is he gonna do for the whole school? That need to be the way of thinking. Like when you got somebody that's attracting a lot of attention, like you need to help protect them. That's part of the school. Like we played the lottery. Everybody just played the lottery. It was $1.8 billion, and somebody won. But I see schools shutting down, and the lottery's supposed to be going to the schools in a way, right? And they tell you, hey, well, this percentage of every dollar that we get goes to schools. How schools?
Well, they didn't tell you what part of the school it was going to.
Exactly. Yeah, we own the land. So, whatever the case is, I see schools shutting down.
Yeah.
And so people is pulling their kids out of institutions. It's just having kids with that type of money, even if they're homeschooling, they're showing how a lot of people are homeschooling now are going private. But it's homeschooling. They seeing the importance of having a kid in a good environment, in a loving environment, because once they're out there, they're out there. Like anything can happen. So they look at also what they're teaching them. And so getting back to sports and that whole thing of it, it's really amazing to have a super talented kid that attracts all them eyeballs. But the reality is like schools prepare you for the assembly line. They said that the Department of Labor now runs the education, where they shut down the Department of Education. Now it's Department of Labor is running it. So they're getting you prepared for a job. Or if you can't beat the reading score, you're getting prepared for another job. But you're going to be compartmentalized. My thoughts. When it comes down to athletes and athletics, you know, as long as the kid can play on the team, I think that would be the best bet, like what they do in homeschool, because it takes away that exposure. Unfortunately, they say, you know, you're a student athlete, and being a student is more important. There's a lot of students that can't get a job when they get out of high school.
Yeah.
Can't get a job when they get out of college.
I mean, but has that changed now with NIL? Because if you're getting paid, you're no longer a student.
Correct. So you got to protect your
kind of semi-professional.
You got to protect your investment. You have to look at, like, I can't be exposed out there to certain things. And
I mean, think about it. Why, if I'm, you know, Joe Green, you know, sorry, Joe Green, if that's a real person, I just said the first Joe and the color I have on. So if Joe Green is a basketball superstar, right? He's a phenom. He's a 6'9" freshman that can move like Allen Iverson, right? And some school paid him $5 million to come there. Why should I have to go to class? I'm here. Obviously, y'all paid me to come here to play basketball.
The classes should change.
Why am I going to class?
You should be going to only financial classes after that, but they'll never do that, you know.
Right.
But it should be all financial, because now you have to manage an investment. But you're right. Why would you go to class?
Why?
Because you can do homeschool and they give you the curriculum. I think it's like 3 hours of school, sitting in front of a laptop with a teacher looking at your stuff. You turn in your stuff and you get graded.
I'm curious on how that works though. So like now, because there are, I don't know if they're getting, you know, $5 million or whatever, but there are some people that are getting, you know, multi-million-dollar deals.
Heritage does that with their athletes. They're in something called the academy, and so in the academy, it's a different curriculum. You go to very small classes, 3 or 4 people in it.
No, I'm talking about college.
Oh, in college.
So like there's some people that have multi-million-dollar NIL deals.
1,000%.
Do they make them go to class?
I think they are in class. I think that Travis Hunter had to go to class. Shador had to go to class. I think. That would be a huge distraction. That's a huge distraction. Can you imagine the little girls in there with these guys? They're going to go crazy in there. All class, the fans. Yeah, I don't know. I got to see how that works. I got to look at that.
A student sitting in class that makes more than the professor.
Listening to what?
Why am I here? Shut up. What, are you looking it up?
Yeah. I got to look it up.
I mean, you know, let's be honest. You know, I would say maybe 40% of the student athletes are really only focused on being athletes. You know, maybe the majority are, you know, there to get a degree and play the sport that they love as well. But if you're getting paid, you know, even if it's not a multi-million-dollar deal, let's say it's, you know,
yeah, they say them
a few $100,000, $50,000 a month. Why am I going to class?
Yeah, well, they said you're still a student athlete. You must maintain your GPA. But NIL athletes often have flexible class schedules, online or hybrid courses, academic advisors and tutors, priority registration to accommodate training, travel appearances. And that's what I was telling you about with the academy thing. They have that, so professional athletes that send their kids to school, you can miss months of school. They'll give you the homework, you turn it in, and you're good to go.
Translation. As long as you pay the bill, we'll work with your schedule.
You're good. You're good, buddy. That's what it breaks down to. But that's in the end what you pay that money for.
Yeah.
You want to be able to do whatever you want to. The whole thing with the kids getting the money earlier and earlier. I heard they were talking about kids in rec league, like 12, 13-year-old kids.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah,
I don't doubt it.
So,
I don't doubt it.
Yeah, and that level of protection, again, you're dealing with a child. You're dealing with somebody who got money, and to play football, you have to be fast and strong. You know, your IQ need to be there as far as the game, but in the end, fast and strong doesn't mean that you've been raised in a controlled environment where you understand how to act with that type of money. You got adults that don't know how to act with that type of money. They get and go crazy. Yeah. Great thing about how much plastic surgery some people get. You know, hey, I got money. Yeah. It's crazy. And so you don't know what a kid would possibly do. Of course, I think the parents have heavy interaction. I'm not quite sure how that works. But I think a lot of parents probably have some interaction if they're smart. But the attorney should be setting that up. The school district should be thinking about that. And, of course, at colleges, I think that those kids, they give them everything else. They said that how much is that stadium, LSU? How much they spent on the stadium?
No clue.
It was a lot. It was like a couple $100 million, I believe. And, like, you look at the facility, everything, you know, all the lights and this and that. You spend all that money on these athletes, and you ain't really got nobody protecting them, and they bringing in major money. Like they sell tickets, hot dogs, and jerseys. You know,
they sell hot dogs.
They sell hot dogs. Like when I see what happened with Shador, like think about, you think Shador has a bodyguard? He should.
He should. I would hope he has one now.
Cleveland Browns.
I would hope he has one now since you know got his house burglarized, and I'm sure they made adjustments.
Yeah,
sure of it.
Yeah. But. Think about that. Like, it probably wasn't even a thought before. Maybe it was. You have to look at how people, you know, traditionally that wasn't needed. But you have to look, you protecting an investment. So I think it would be a bonus. And I think the schools kind of need to start thinking about these programs. They spend so much money, or they make so much money on the athletes and their play and winning national championships. Like, these people need to definitely have somebody, you know.
I agree. Well, tell us what you think. If you need security or security consultation, if you need bodyguard service, armed or unarmed security guard service, give us a call at 844-254-8273. You can also reach us online at www.fastguardservice.com. We hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Have a great day.
Have a nice one.
Audio Jungle. It's Mattress Money Mafia.
I just put up in the bins, all we do is set the trends. I'm allergic to these niggas choosing money over friends. Every time a nigga saying I be trying to make amends, I don't listen to these niggas, they don't wanna see me win, 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 I just need the money, I don't trust in no nigga, yeah. Get it from this music, so I put my soul in it. They can't listen to these niggas, they ain't fucking no women, yeah. Tryna make 100 mil so they don't get it, yeah. Legend made the beat and he told me flow with it, yeah. Got it from the mud, we was brought up no snitching, yeah. Rather have a long sentence than a death sentence, nigga. Yeah, belly in my body, I'm relaxed. On the college campus flipping packs. Ray gon' put the city on the map. That's a fact. I just put up in the bins, all we do is set the trends. I'm allergic to these niggas choosing money over friends. Every time a nigga saying I be trying to make amends, I don't listen to these niggas, they don't wanna see me win, 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 win. Who the kinda snug, making waves, but I never had to brush. They say Ray don't belong here. Don't you play with it? I'm a straight menace, but I ain't Dennis. Niggas hating, I could tell them niggas really fans though. If he was on the stand, he sing like Sopranos, nigga. Dio on my body, so I'm fresh. On the porch, you never left the